Hey, we always live Elvis.
Hey, Memphis Mafia kid, and
Teresa.
what you can't see today.
No.
Y'all,
Just not today.
I'm sorry, but she got a little out of line. I had to tune her.
Okay.
So one of her punishments is she's not in today's video, but hopefully if she acts right and does good, I will have her in the next one. So.
Okay. No, we've been out working and planting stuff, and I didn't want to
She's
get
like
dressed.
every woman. She hadn't, I mean.
I didn't want to get dressed.
Yeah.
So, but hey, real quick, explain again what tuning is, because I've had a couple of people, I guess they're new viewers, and they don't understand when you tease me like that.
Tuning is,
it's like straightening up somebody.
Right. It's making your woman walk that chalk line.
I'm gonna walk that chalk line.
And she don't stray either way. If she does, the tuning man will tune her.
Yeah, says the one. Says the one in a shoulder brace.
No, really,
sleeve.
we have had a lot of folks
Yeah.
ask, but it's just something we carry on and have fun with. But
Yeah.
it's
not serious.
Well, I do tune now. But anyway, that's a whole nother video.
Okay. First question today is from Virginia Faso.
Before we do that, my buddy Charlie, prayers are out for you, brother, and hope you get to feeling better.
Okay. Virginia Faso, what are some of your favorite memories about the fireworks at Graceville?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. And when she says it, I mean, it's almost like I can freaking see it right now. But, watching them, the fireworks going everywhere, at times it'd be real smoky, but you'd see the guys running around. You'd see rockets or Roman candles hit, and then you'd hear, some of them running with their shirt on fire. Just, I mean, it was... it was out there, but just to watch the fireworks itself, the way they did them, and to see them, fighting each other was just, like I said, that's another, if you can say bless, another thing. I mean, that was just the crazy things they did.
It's a wonder nobody got seriously hurt.
I know one time, I believe it was, I'm almost positive it was Ricky. I've told this story before way back, but he was, on the back part on the roof, and he was firing down on people. Well, as you come out of the jungle room, like you're going toward the back door, right toward the kitchen, there's a set of steps that goes up and a door that leads out there. And we got to watch him one night, and I mean, Ricky was, he was tearing some folks up. They were shooting up at him, but he, he could take cover and all. And by the time the door opened, and it was Elvis, and I mean, he had his, leather suit on, leather jacket. Of course, had a helmet on. He come out with Roman candles and like 2 or 3 in each hand, between his fingers. And he lit Ricky up, lit him up so bad that Ricky run and jumped off the back. And that's something that I'll just never forget, because it was funny and it was wild watching it. But yeah, those firework fights were just, like I said, there's so many. Another one was that tickled me that I'll go ahead and mention since it was asked, was the last one. And Elvis was into it, but not really. And I personally think he had something on his mind and he was just agitated. But he actually started, they had the fireworks that they wasn't using at the time stored in a little storage building there connected to the office. And he started firing up in there rockets and Roman candles, actually trying to set them all off. And Vernon had come out and was hollering, you're gonna catch the office on fire. He just steady, let's just face it, he didn't give a damn. I mean, if that's what he could have done and it would have caught, went off, then that would have been one heck of a story to tell. But it didn't catch fire, luckily. But and then shortly after he did that, he he was done and went back inside. But,
okay. Catherine Enderberry wants to know, Were there any other holidays Elvis liked sharing with family?
Sure. There's Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, had get-togethers out at Graceland at times. And, like I said, Graceland was, now some of the holidays, a lot of folks asked, and they decorated a little bit for like Halloween. And of course, we've told, just us would, trick or treat there and at the gate. And, but, some holidays, wasn't big as just wasn't things planned to do. Like for Memorial Day, a lot of those we would go with Dick Grove and his family and go down to to the lake and swim and ski, with his ski boat and stuff. So,
but y'all didn't have like a big Thanksgiving dinner or formal.
No,
down.
Sometimes they would have, they would.
Yeah. Maybe more when Gladys was alive.
Kind of laid back. Like I said, New Year's now, New Year's Eve, at times, if he was home, they would have, the eats and the get-togethers and, ring the New Year in. So, but, I know that he liked, pretty much, most of the holidays. I won't say every one of them, but those are just a few more that we did enjoy.
All right, Manly Stranger.
Every day was like a holiday.
Yeah, really. Manly Stranger, we have lost many of the Memphis Mafia. If they were still with us today and gather for a wonderful meal with you, what questions would you have?
I don't think there would really be questions. I think that it would be so wild to talk to all those guys. I mean, they were, like I said, they were like big brothers or uncles. I've said in many videos, and the funny, each and every one of them, I have my own memories, of different things with. And,
But you don't think you would ask, why did you write this book? Or why did you say that? Or talk to the people who were helping Elvis or around him his last night.
I see what you're saying.
Ask from their point of view what happened.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
To find out maybe, some things that just hadn't made sense to me. I'm sure that...
or maybe it'd be more like, hey, remember this time or remember that
That
time.
I would, but like I said, for the most part, I think about the good of all of it and the years, that we had and spent, it would depend on time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I had a long time, I'd probably get into, but a lot of it I would want to, reminisce and go back over. And right before you had said that, I was saying, we may start doing a video here and there, maybe put in one of each one of them, and a story,
well, that'd be good.
A memory, basically.
Yeah. Okay, Patty H1956. Can you still remember all of the smells at Graceland, inside and out, in all the seasons?
It's funny you say that, and Teresa can tell you. I've told her about that, and it's a lot of years go by, but it's weird because at Graceland, even outside, the spring and summer just had its own smell. I mean, yes, and
the summer the flowers would be blooming.
I can almost at times get to thinking about it or visualizing something, and that come into part of the smell. The winter, the cold and the way the crisp and our winters were just
admit it. Just admit it.
The summer.
You would more remember the smells of the food at those times of year.
Oh, now I always now in Graceland, if there was food cooking,
you were right there.
That was definitely. But as I've said in the past, in the summertime, of course, the smell of Graceland itself, and then the chlorine, and the smell of the chlorine in the mixture on our bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Sunblock or suntan lotion.
Yeah, because that's just we did so much of it. But yeah, inside, like I was saying before, I skipped off on that, and I apologize. My mind just gets going 1,000 miles an hour. But, inside Graceland always had that smell. I mean, you could drive me around somewhere and end up and blindfolded and taking me inside Graceland. And the minute I walked in and breathed, believe it or not, I would know it was Graceland.
So what was that smell? What was that smell?
We've talked about it. It's hard. It's just fresh cleanliness, but it had something about it.
Yeah.
If I can ever ever find the word, but yeah.
Okay. All right, Calvin Bowes. If Elvis had lived, what do you think where his career would have been going forward? Would he have gotten bigger?
That's definitely it. There's no doubt in my mind he would have went straight up more. As we've talked about it, and I sit and think about it a lot. Music and times change, and they have but as long as he would have been able to do it, he would have changed with some of the times, but I think he would have also kept what everybody always wanted to, always some of the old stuff because they loved it so much. But, he would have changed it in blends and of course, with all music, gospel, country, rhythm and blues, just rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, like I said, I mean, he hasn't been here. And to me, I mean, he's still up there, still on top, and to a lot of people. So before you go any further with more questions, which just got me thinking, y'all, and I'm popping it in there. But I was tickled. I'm actually fixing to come out of this brace and fixing to start therapy. Gonna have about 6 weeks of it before I go back and possibly maybe get cleared by the doctor, or may have to do some other things, but we're getting there. Mm-hmm. And Daddy, a lot of you's asked, he's getting there. His has been a slow, as the doctors told him, it's going to take time, but he has improved. And I was excited that Danielle put out, and I had talked to him, me and Teresa, and then the new that they were put out the announcement that they are going to do their greet and meets for 2 days, August 13th and 14th this year. Mm-hmm. 3 shows per day. Me and Teresa will be there, as always. Love seeing y'all and meeting y'all and answering your questions if you have any, and just, sharing that time. So y'all, if you hadn't got a ticket and you're able, or, if you've been to one, hey, come on back. You know how much fun we have.
Yeah, I think you can go over to EFM and somewhere, either in the description or the last couple videos, or but the title of the video tells you that that's what they're talking about, and you can get information to contact Danielle to get tickets.
Yes, if you've never been to one, I'm gonna tell you won't regret it.
We have a lot of fun.
Yes, we do. So I wanted to get that mentioned. Another quick thing is Dakota's got a fight next week, May the 11th. He's been training hard. So hey, Team Dakota, all our Elvis family, let's get behind him. And now, y'all, we'll jump back into some more questions.
Okay, this is the last question.
Okay.
At LT7798, did Elvis get to have days where there was no one there at Graceland except for himself, Priscilla, and Lisa Marie?
I'm sure he. That's kind of a tough word. I'm sure he did at time when he wanted them. But let me say this: at no time was Graceland like our homes, where it was just like me and Teresa now. And most of the time is the two of us. There was always, staff at Graceland. So, I mean, whether it be security, whether it be, housekeeping, there was always somebody there. You know, and usually, like I said, a couple guys on duty in case, you know, Elvis wanted something. But now, like I said, if he wanted his private time, you know, most of the time he would do it up in his room. But if he wanted areas, you know, the jungle room and all, he would say who he wanted or who he didn't want, and he would have it. So, but
well, I can slip one more in.
Yeah.
One more. If the time's rolling, and I might run out of memory.
Well, let's see if we can't get enough.
Okay, this is at Shadaisies. When you replied in a past video, "Working boss," did your dad and Elvis laugh at you?
Sure they did. Most all the guys got a kick out of it. I was serious and loved it. For those of you who may not know, real quick, I'm going to touch base on it. Elvis used to call out to his guys, Joe, and they was working boss, Billy, working boss, you know, Ricky, you know, working boss. Throughout the years. And when I was little and we was with him in California at his house, I just picked up on it. And I would say, whether he asked me or not, I would say, working boss. Hey, I'm working boss. And he'd get a kick out of it. I know you're working, Danny, or, you know, or I'd be behind, you know, the snack bar getting stuff out of it. He'd say, get out of there, you know, get what you're going to get out of there. You know, we're you know, and I'd say, okay, but you know, I'm working, boss. So that's where, but yeah, everybody got a big kick out of it, and like I said, you know, even then, I'm in it, you know, I
in the food especially.
Yeah, I was working, boss. So. Y'all, we hope y'all have had a great week. We're gonna get back at you with some more videos. Keep sending those questions in.
Yeah, but if you would put them in the comments under any video, because if they're emailed to us or put up under a post on Facebook, they're not always going to be. I won't be sitting there putting questions down when I see them, which is, so when I sit down, I go through the comments actually on Facebook.
And while you said that, I seen one or two, and y'all didn't repeat the question. There's been a couple of you out there that says you've asked 2 or 3 questions and they never got answered. Send them in, maybe highlight them for Teresa or something. Y'all, I want to try to get everybody, it's not on purpose, but send them back, and we'll do our very best to try to get everybody's, if that's possible. I don't know if that's...
I think we're done with the subject of Bob Joyce. I mean, that's pretty much...
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's just not much. But,
okay.
You know, with that, also, too, tell all your friends, hey, our subscribers are still going up, looking good. We appreciate that. If you hadn't subscribed, subscribe. And with that, y'all, we're going to get out of here until next video. But remember, we always live Elvis.